We are now sitting down in an exclusive interview with the two SGA presidential candidates. Welcome, Maddie Reddick and Jacob Greenstein.
Thank you.
Hi.
Thank you both for joining us. Now, why don't you both give us a little insight and tell us about yourselves and why you decided to run? Maddie, let's start with you.
Thank you so much for having us, Tyler. Like you said, my name is Maddie, and I'm running for student body president. And the reason I'm running is that I'm just really passionate about serving the students, and I really care. And this past year, I had the opportunity to serve as the Vice President of External Affairs for SGA, and I think it was in that position where I really gained the tools to learn how to best represent the student voice. And so moving forward, if elected, I'd really want to focus on student experience, student safety, and student health.
Great. Jacob?
Yeah, so my name is Jacob Greenstein. I'm also running for student body president, as it was said. I guess a little bit about myself, a little more personal, I guess, than I'm a junior here on campus, and I've been in SGA for a while now. And what I really have seen and what I want to do with this position is just what I've seen for the potential of SGA and the university. I think previous presidents have really set a precedent now that SGA does stuff that matters. It's beyond just doing the little everyday things, but finding ways that we can be innovative and progressive and find ways to not just create small changes around our campus, but find ways that we can really create new social norms, for one, and then do some things that are going to be incredibly beneficial for students here. And I want to continue that. So my whole slogan that I've been running off of is preserve and progress, and it's preservation of that mentality and that momentum, but finding ways of expanding upon that. And I, like Maddie, have similar ideas for where we would go with that, but my primary focuses are in sustainability, school spirit, and then also with the social movements we've been doing.
Great. And just kind of going off that, I know you both touched on it, but what would you say would be the main takeaway of your campaign? What are y'all hoping to change or implement if you do become TCU's SGA president?
Absolutely. So, like I said, my three main points are student experience, safety, and health. So I think one of SGA's main purposes is to serve students and improve their TCU experience. And so something that's really important to me is getting ideas from students as to how they want to make their TCU experience even better, because they know how they want to do that. So I would do that by promoting the sga@tcu.edu email address, and anytime someone sent me an email, I would respond within 48 hours and follow up with any of their ideas. And that's something that I've been doing as vice president thus far. And I think it's just really important to be 100% accessible to students and letting them know that all of their voices are important. And the other things I'd like to look into with student experience are transparency behind rising tuition costs and improving the game day experience. The second thing I'm really passionate about is student health. I am really passionate about mental health, and I think that's something that we as SGA have focused on a bit in the past with the Empower TCU campaign, which focused on eating disorders, and that's something I'd want to continue. But I'm personally really passionate about suicide prevention, and I think that's something that should come from a student standpoint. So moving forward, I'd like for that to be something that SGA tackles. And the last thing I'm passionate about is student safety. And I think many people saw our Not on My Campus campaign these past couple of weeks. That's something that I helped Cody plan, and I also hosted a women's sexual assault roundtable to really discuss the issue. But moving forward, I think it's really important that we look at tangible solutions to preventing sexual assault, and I think those could include bystander intervention trainings, a task force to investigate how the university handles sexual assault, to see if there's a better way to represent both parties, and also seeing if there's a way that we can offer more support to victims.
Great. Jacob?
Yeah, so I guess I was going to focus on one thing, platforms aside, because I think as we go through this more, the more we realize that we care about a lot of the same issues, and our platforms are very similar in that sense. So one thing that I really focus on and talk about a lot is the accessibility and authenticity as being a candidate. I think we've done a great job, as Maddie said, with the SGA@tcu.edu, but I think that being a representative of the entire student body is beyond being on an email chain. I would want to make myself as accessible as possible to the student body, where they can feel like they can come up to me and talk to me one-on-one if they want to have a meeting, and just be able to share and voice their opinions and their concerns with me, and how we can work to do this together. Because student government is about bridging that gap between the university and the students and what we can do together, like I said. So I can't do this alone by any means. I have a vision for what I want, but that means nothing if I don't have the student support. And it's all about working together to make this university the best place it can be.
Great. And just kind of like the last wrap-up question, why do y'all feel you deserve or are qualified for this position?
I think that it's amazing, you know, the student support that you get when you're out working night. And I think Jacob and I are both like very, very qualified candidates, and I think Jacob would do an incredible job. Also, I think either way you have really great choices. I have gotten a lot of support from friends and SGA members, and it's a really exciting time. But I think something that I have really learned in the past year serving as vice president is how to represent the student voice and just developing those connections with administrators, with students, and learning the most effective ways to do so. I think that's something that sets me apart. I've been in-house like Jacob is right now, and I've seen projects from that side and seen how students work really hard every week to make things happen in-house. But I've also been on the cabinet side and served as vice president, so I kind of have experience in both matters. And it's just amazing to have the opportunity to run and get out there and speak to students, and it's been an incredible experience thus far.
I can imagine. And Jacob?
The question was about what experience we have, correct?
Right, just how are you qualified, or
Yeah.
how do you feel you deserve this position?
Definitely. So I'm not going to go into the whole, I've been in SGA for 3 years now, and that's why I think that I deserve this. I think at the end of the day, as it always has been for me when I've been in SGA, it's about representing and serving the student body. I can't say that I've had SBO experience like Maddie has, but I don't think that makes my experience any less meritable. I have been a house rep for 3 years, but I've also been a committee chair, and I think that both of our experiences lend us in different ways. While like I said, I don't have the SBO experience, I do have the exec experience within the SGA, and I think that lends me in a different manner where we can work to having house cohesion, because house is only as strong as having a strong unit that connects to the student body. So being able to really understand where we bridge between house members, the student body, the executive team, and the cabinet team is essential. And I think that given the experience that I've had this past year as a committee chair, I can help formulate those relationships and maintain them, and help make house the most effective and representative body on campus for the student body.
Thank you both for joining us and just giving us a little bit more insight into each of your campaigns. We wish you the best of luck. And for students, you can cast your vote in the 2015 SGA elections on April 14th by logging on to mytcu.edu.